My next patron question is from Andrew, who wants me to compare 3 different release years for animated films. Over the last decade, you've said that we're in a continuing golden age for animation, a sentiment that I agree with, and we've had some strong years for animation. However, there are a couple of years I've noticed didn't seem to be very strong for you. 1997 and 1998 had lineups that seemed to mostly leave you cold, with films like Hercules, Mulan, Ants, and a few others just not doing it for you. Whilst there seemed to be 1 or 2 exceptions to both years that had something that worked for you. There's also 2006, which I remember you mentioning in older videos was not a very strong year for animation either. Looking into the animation lineups for those 3 years, would you say that they were good years regardless, and which one stands out as the strongest year? I do think all those years had good animated films released in them, and you will find some decent entertainment in them. Maybe other years like 1988, 1999, and 2009 have stronger selections, but you'll certainly find some gems in 97, 98, and 2006. Looking over the animated features released in those years, both theatrical and direct-to-video, I would pick 1998 as the one with the best films in my opinion. I think the best animated movie of 1998 is The Prince of Egypt. I made a video not too long ago praising that movie and what it accomplished in telling the story of Moses through animation and music. A Bug's Life was a really good sophomore feature for Pixar, and it's a movie I have a strong appreciation for. I also personally rank the Rugrats movie as one of the better animated films based on a television series. And when you look at the direct-to-video titles released in 1998, you'll find some solid offerings. Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero was a great film from the team behind the animated series. The Lion King 2 Simba's Pride works as a decent sequel to the Disney blockbuster. And Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island is easily one of my favorite productions, starring that mystery-solving Great Dane. The high point of 1997's animated features for me is Hayao Miyazaki's Princess Mononoke. Surprisingly, it actually took me a long time to really appreciate this film. I certainly liked it and admired what Miyazaki accomplished, but it wasn't until a viewing I had a few years ago that it truly clicked with me and I recognized it as a great film alongside everyone else. Another 1997 animated feature I have a major fondness for is Cats Don't Dance. Mark Dindal's take on the golden age of Hollywood is such a charming and likable musical comedy. A little seen smaller film I recommend is I Married a Strange Person, an example of the unusual and unique imagination of animator Bill Plympton. And Satoshi Kon's Perfect Blue is a fascinating look at the nature of celebrity and the effects cyberstalking has on a famous person. Disney also released Pooh's Grand Adventure: The Search for Christopher Robin straight-to-video, which I find to be a really lovely addition to the Winnie the Pooh franchise. As for 2006, I don't think there's an animated feature that particularly stands out in this year. A lot of animated films I liked were released, but none I would consider among my favorites. Topping the year for me is actually Curious George, a delightful adaptation of the classic books done in beautiful hand-drawn animation. The Japanese film, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, is a really inventive take on the time travel genre, as we follow a teenage girl trying to reverse her mistakes, while Happy Feet Works is an environmentally conscious story of a penguin trying to find his place, heightened by some fantastic song covers. 2006 was a year where we really saw an explosion of computer animated features from multiple studios, and your mileage may vary on how you feel about these. I personally enjoy Cars, Ice Age The Meltdown, The Ant Bully, Over the Hedge, and Flushed Away, but I recognize not everyone does. Over in Japan, Paprika is another good movie from Satoshi Kon, and even though Tales from Earthsea is generally regarded as one of the weakest films produced by Studio Ghibli, I actually like the sword and sorcery adventure at its center. Interesting enough, if you were to include made-for-television animated films, the Teen Titans movie Trouble in Tokyo would rank the highest for me. So that's a quick rundown of the animated features I liked in 1997, 1998, and 2006. I think they all are reflective of the place animation was back then, and certainly are not anything to be ashamed of. Thank you for your question, Andrew.